evening, viewers, and welcome back to another edition of the Social Development Outlook. I am your host, Tyrone Davis. And just to remind you that this program is hosted and produced by the Communications Unit within the Ministry of Social Development and other related departments. We'll take this break and I'll be right back. Well, I'm back. We go over to the St. Paul's Anglican Church where they held the closing of the Yes to Success program.
I would like to adopt the protocol established by Miss Udonna Liebert, except to welcome Jasmine Doe, the acting principal of the Charlestown Secondary, and Mrs. Williams, the principal of the Gingerland Secondary, who have been our partners in this program over the years. Today's exercise marks another year of completion of the YTS Skill Training Program, which concluded its 7th year in 2021. I think it is true what they say about consistency. It's the key to success, and the department has tried to be consistent in delivering this program, as was promised to our ministry, our minister and PS, and to our donors under the OECS Juvenile Justice Reform Project. Since we piloted this program in 2015, we have not missed 1 year of offering its benefits to the youth of Nevis. To remind us here, I'm going to accept that clap. To remind us here in the audience and those in the listening public, the YTS program speaks to skill development, opening an awareness and likeness for skilled work in young people who may not previously have been interested, and it also aims to offer second chances to those who may have had some sort of trouble in their young lives. Essentially, if you are a young person, 25 years and under, needing help to acquire a job, you want to train for a skilled position, you have a desire and potential to be successful in life, the program is here to assist. YTS is not just a technical skill training program. It comes with a full range of wraparound specialized services that can help guide our young people. Services such as behavior management, counseling, life skills and sessions. Life skill sessions, and it has been recognized as a viable diversion program in the Federation. Now, if I had time, I would, tell the audience about diversion, but I don't have that time this morning. But it's also a very important part of our program. Excuse the cliche, but we should all know that nothing good comes easy. Whatever we do in our personal or professional lives calls for dedication and commitment if we are to see our best results in the long run. I came across a quote the other day which says, decide, commit, act, succeed, and then repeat. And I'm going to repeat that. Decide, commit, act, succeed, then repeat. And I think this program embodies that. We decided in 2015 to pilot a small program to a specific target group, making sure it happens annually regardless of challenges. We acted by acquiring a small EU grant to start up, then a larger USAID grant and full Nevis Island Administration government commitment to setting up a site at Pinnies. And despite challenges, we are seeing gradual success with the Yes to Success program. I will accept the clap for that. Last year, when we saw an opportunity given to open backup operations and function within COVID-19 protocols, we opted to convene our program when many were deliberating on whether they should. The young people at that time had been cooped up at home for many weeks, out of school, online, some had left school and had no immediate work prospects and were looking for an opportunity, and it was given to them. We advertised the targeting to the secondary schools and saw 28 youths applying. 24 were accepted and 18 completed. 3 left to go to full-time jobs and 1 dropped out. The staff will tell you that despite challenges, it was one of our better program cycles. I would like to call attention to Ms. Sandrine Caesar. I'm going to ask her to stand right now, a probation officer who has worked with the program for several years now. Also, Acadian Tyson, who we hired as a diversion and rehabilitation officer, special Acadian. She's sitting right here. Incidentally, Ms. Tyson had been placed on a work internship similar to what our youths have just finished. She was in 6th form when she first came to our department as an intern, and now she has trained and is assisting to run this program. So let's give her another round of applause. So these were our 2 main organizers, along with Khalid Glasgow, our support staff at YTS. So again, we are thankful to be here today. I want to commend the youth who participated. I want to commend all the facilitators. I see some of them here today. My peers, Mr. Glasgow, give him a round of applause. He has always supported the initiative as the youths get paid a stipend for the months that they participate. This is a program where we pay them. It's not a full wage, but we pay them a stipend to come to the 3 to 4 months of the program. And Mr. Glasgow is my financial manager, and so whenever I get money, I'm thankful, always wanting to champion him. There is a saying that says, adults reason, but youth doesn't reason. Youth acts.
Good morning. Good morning to all.
Good morning.
Well, I'm not Xavier. My name is Ms. Tyson, and I will be presenting giving you a brief insight as to what the 7th cycle of the YTS entailed. Prior to the commencement of the program, the staff of the Social Services Department was engaged in heavy recruitment of participants, as the advertisement for new participants were shared via media and to the high schools. In response, our office was bombarded with interested teens and parents alike for a period of 3 weeks. The 7th cycle of the YTS Skill Training Program officially commenced on the 16th of August in 2021, and in place of our usual opening ceremony, a meeting was held with the attendance of the participants, instructors, a few staff members of the YTS program, with the department's director, Ms. Sandra Maynard, to discuss the rules of the program and the expectations of the participants. The instructors were also given the opportunity to introduce themselves and to provide a brief overview of their respective skills. The primary areas of focus for this cycle included plumbing, electricity, hospitality, and culinary arts. There were 8 applicants and 18 participants saw the program to its completion. The electrical program, which had the largest number of participants, saw an enrollment of 11 males. And this class, though having the largest number of enrolled participants, was the last class to commence its course. And I must pause at this point to express our appreciation to the participants of the electrical aspect of the program, because there were many times they faithfully came to the YTS site, and we did not have an instructor at that point in time because it was very difficult finding a committed facilitator for electricity. But at the same time, I would also like to thank Mr. Brian Dow for accepting to teach the class. Now, when I called Mr. Dow, I simply said, I need somebody to teach electricity. And before delving into all the details, he agreed. And thank you once again, Mr. Dow, for accepting to teach a class on such short notice. Without the combined willingness of both the participants and the instructor, the electrical program really would not have even been a point of discussion this morning. Over a period of 7 weeks, the participants were exposed to basic skills in electricity, the safety concepts of electrical wiring, and were taught to read and design house plans. They created simple circuit construction and design, drew a circuit with 2 outlets, 2 switch, and 2 lamps to aid with construction, and the final class entailed allowing the participants to look at an actual house plan and learning the art of visualizing an actual building and wiring aspect of it. There were 4 eager young males registered in the plumbing skill training, which was instructed by Mr. Looney Wilshire. And when I say they were eager, that in itself also is an understatement. The participants, were introduced to the basic knowledge of plumbing by adopting a hands-on approach to plumbing, which successfully captured the interest of the participants. I must say that after the first class with Mr. Wilshire, I guess he realized that he couldn't just come and talk. He had to get them to do things, or else he would not have gotten their interest. Both the hospitality and culinary arts training were done in conjunction with the USAID-funded Teen Mothers Program of the Social Services Department. The classes were instructed by Ms. Erica Allen and Mr. Sylvester Wallace, respectively. Over a period of 5 weeks, students were engaged in classwork and practical lessons. The lessons included marketing, tourism and strategy, food and beverage management, bed making, table setting, types of
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Normally, once the movie is over, everybody goes home. So I thought that once the movie was over, that we would be leaving. Let me recognize at the head table the permanent secretary, Mr. Keith Glasgow in my ministry, Ms. Sandra Maynard, the director of social services, and her team from social services. I'm also happy that we have within our midst the principals from the Gingerland Secondary, Mrs. Lynette Williams, and the Charlestown Secondary, Mr. Williams, as well as the deputy principal, Mrs. Dorr, and some students as well our participants and our facilitators and the press. It is indeed a pleasure for me to be here this morning to associate with this activity. I am someone who always brags that my ministry looks after everyone from the cradle to the grave. And I'm also very delighted and pleased to say that as well, that my ministry, we interface a lot with young people through the Department of Youth, through the Department of Culture, to the Department of Community Development, and of course to the Department of Social Services. And we are living in an era now where, as an administration and as a ministry, we must respond to the needs of our young people. growing up nowadays is much different to growing up back then. Not that I'm old, because I like to believe that I feel young. Don't know if I look young, but I feel young. And I'm happy that I'm responsible in my ministry for the young people on the island of Nevis. And so my ministry is responding directly to the needs of our young people. Our young people are our future leaders. They are our future doctors. They are our future nurses. They are future teachers, future principals. And so we must respond to our young people's needs. And this program that we are closing today, the 7th cycle of the Yes to Success, YTS, is a direct response to the needs of our young people. Nowadays, our young people, they need employment. Of course, we know that our young people are living in times that are very challenging. And so we will have deviant behavior sometimes. And of course, we're also living in an era where we cannot continue to just focus on persons who are academically inclined. We must also respond to the needs of persons who are technically inclined as well. And this is why this YTS, this Yes to Success program, is so vitally important to our young people. And so I'm so delighted that my Department of Social Services has responded, and responded in an overwhelming way to the needs of our young people, and has been able to successfully complete 7, not 1, not 2, not 4, 7 cycles of Yes to Success. Yes, that deserves a round of applause. Now, the Yes to Success Center was launched just in 2020, but it shows that the department has been working diligently even before the center was officially opened and launched to ensure that our young people, we are looking after the needs of our young people. And I must give high commendation to the Department of Social Services. Ms. Maynard spoke about consistency, and this shows for us to be able to close 7 cycles how consistent the department is, how consistent the ministry is, how consistent we are to responding to your needs, how consistent we are to ensuring that you get quality training, how consistent we are to ensuring that we get quality facilitators, how consistent we are to forging very meaningful partnerships. That is why we have the schools here with us today. That is why we have been forging partnerships with the private sector. That is why we are forging partnerships with the youth, the young people. That is why we are forging partnerships with the facilitators. And of course, what we saw displayed here today with the teamwork with Ms. Maynard and with Ms. Tyson and Ms. Liebert and young Mr. Grant, it shows the consistency and the teamwork. And so I want to commend social services very highly. Ms. Maynard, you and your team deserves a huge round of applause. And I also want to commend very highly as well the OECS and USAID for coming on board with us, for seeing the value of training, especially in skills. Because nowadays, as I mentioned, we cannot just continue to just focus on the academics. We must ensure that our young people are trained in skills, become very proficient in these skills, because they are all a part of the overall development of our society. And why I'm so very proud of this program is that when the program reaches out to young people and try to teach young people skills training, it's not just about being taught in skills. It's about a holistic development for the young people. When our young people come there, whether it's for a diversion project, whether they are on suspension from school, of course you would have heard about the Juvenile Justice Reform Project, which this project is a part of. We want to ensure that you not only learn a skill, but you learn life skills as well, in terms of ethics, and morals and values. And I believe that the program over the years has worked exceptionally well. I want to commend all of the partners, and as I said, in particular, OECS and USA for coming on board with us, and of course my administration for ensuring that we have the financial backing, and the Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation for affording us that bit of land there at Pinnis to ensure that we have a site that we can call our own. I believe that the Yes to Success program is a massive accomplishment. It is the first of its kind in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. And it's a big deal for us. And when I see things happening for the young people, I get excited. And I'm excited about this Yes to Success program, and I commend it very highly. I want to take this opportunity to encourage our young people to take advantage of what we have. There are many times that we spend a lot of money on these programs and constructing buildings, but then the young people do not take advantage. You have a glorious opportunity. You have an opportunity that many other young people in the region do not have, and so I will encourage you to continue to take advantage. Ms. Maynard would have spoken about what programs we will be offering in 2022, and we are looking forward to the young persons to respond, and to respond in an overwhelming way. I want to highly endorse the 2 videos that were shown here. And of course, I would like to agree with Ms. Maynard that the 2 videographers that we use were excellent choices. Yes, you can clap them. Mr. Morton, you said that you were polite and humble. I can agree with that, but I'm not sure if you're poor. Mr. Gumba, also very, very proficient in videography. And so I commend you both very highly. And I want to highly endorse both videos. It shows that we at Social Services, we at the ministry, and you who are part of this program, we are all champions. If you take nothing else away from this ceremony today, take away the fact that you are all champions. Xavier, you're a champion as well. Give Xavier a round of applause. And so once again, I endorse the videos. I commend very highly this initiative and the YTS program. It is fully and highly endorsed by my ministry, and I wish the program every success in the future. May God continue to bless us, and may God continue to bless YTS. Thank you.
A pleasant good morning to all. I am honored to have the opportunity to give a vote of thanks on this special occasion on behalf of the Department of Social Services. Let me first of all start by giving thanks to God for making today's proceedings and the 7th annual cycle of the Yes to Success program a success. To Ms. Caesar, we thank you for inviting God's blessings on our behalf to commence today's proceedings. Honorable Evelyn, thank you for your words of encouragement and for reminding us that the youth are our future. Their needs are important, and we all have to work together to help them to become the champions that they are. Ms. Tyson, thank you for delivering the overview of the program's goals and achievements, many of which you, along with Ms. Caesar and Ms. Maynard, have brought into fruition. Ms. Maynard, we know that without you, none of this would have been possible. Your consistent hard work and dedication is the reason that we can celebrate the youth who are standing before us today. Xavier, we appreciate your willingness and bravery to share your experience in being part of the program and for sharing how it would have impacted your development as an individual. We hope that having heard your account, that other youths would be encouraged to register for the next cycle. To Mr. Dow, one of our facilitators, thank you for being so willing and able to share your knowledge with our participants and for sharing your experience today. And we will definitely take into consideration your suggestion on lengthening the program. To Ms. Liebert, our chairman, thank you for chairwoman, sorry. Thank you for chairing our proceedings today. To Mr. Gumba and Mr. Morton, thank you for both creating such edifying and catchy promotion videos. To Mr. Glasgow, our permanent secretary, and to Mrs. Maynard Wallace, the supervisor of the family unit, thank you for handling the distribution of the certificates to our awardees. One can never show enough gratitude, especially in instances where actions were not mandatory. These individuals did not have to lend their assistance, yet they did. I would therefore like to place on record our hearty thanks once again to all generous donors, facilitators, members of staff, participants, small and large businesses, and supporters, and anyone else who would have had a hand in the success of this year's program. For without your contributions and without your participation, we would not be celebrating the closing of the Yes to Success 7th cycle today. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, that's our package for this evening. I'm your host, Tyrone Davis, wishing you a pleasant night.